Hi, this is Jessica with Dining Traveler, and welcome to the Dining Traveler cooking series where we try dishes from our favorite destinations at home. And we're kicking off the year with Puerto Rico and a little bit of Italy. We're making Risotto de Gandules. We're merging these two amazing cuisines together. The first time I tried this was at Wilo Eatery in Guaynabo, Puerto Rico by famous chef Wilo Eatery, and I was obsessed. I came home and I tried to make this dish, and I think I succeeded, and I want to share the recipe with you, so let's get started. Now we're going to get started with the ingredients. So we're going to start with some olive oil, very finely chopped onion, sofrito, gandules. You notice that my gandules are a little bit brown. Those are dried gandules. You can use the canned ones as well. Actually, my husband likes the canned ones as well. I could only find dried ones here in Belgium this time. Then the arborio rice, really important that you get arborio rice. That's gonna give that creamy texture of the risotto. You can find it at most supermarkets, Italian supermarkets. You can even order it online. Then we have the wine. Use a dry white wine like a Sauvignon Blanc, stock, butter, cheese, and I use either a pecorino or Parmesan. And this is for the pièce de résistance. Again, if you're vegetarian, you don't eat pork, this is fine, but some pork rinds because we're gonna do something fun with those at the end. The first step is we're gonna heat up the oil and add the onions. We're gonna cook them around 3 minutes until they get soft, and while that's happening, we're gonna reheat the chicken stock to a nice simmer. So now the onions are nice and soft, and we're gonna add the sofrito. Sofrito is that ingredient that's going to give the risotto that criollo flavor, that Puerto Rican flavor that we love so much. We're gonna add the gandules to the sofrito and onion mix. So now the gandules, onions, sofrito have been cooking for a few minutes. It smells amazing. I wish you guys could smell it. And it's time to add the arborio rice. So what we're gonna do is toast the rice a little for like around a minute or two, and you have to keep on stirring. So making risotto, not a lot of ingredients, not a lot of process, but one thing you have to do is pay attention because that will completely mess up the texture of your rice. So now the rice is toasted and it smells delicious, and we're gonna add the wine. And of course, while we're at it, I'm gonna pour a glass for myself. Now it's time to add the stock, and in the recipe I say around 5 to 6 cups of stock. This is gonna vary by the type of rice that you have, the kind of texture that you want. We like a nice al dente texture to the rice, and we're gonna add 1 cup at a time. So once the stock is absorbed, then add another cup of stock, and then you're gonna go like that, and it's gonna be like around 3 to 4 minute intervals, so you know you can go and get the table ready, or like we're gonna do is get the cheese and the chicharrón ready. We're gonna grate the cheese, and I like to use a box grater, aka el guayo. Those old school Puerto Ricans know what I'm talking about. And like I said, I'm using pecorino. You can use Parmesan. You just want a ripe aged Italian cheese, and make sure that you grate it finely because you want it to melt throughout the risotto. Okay, let's check on this risotto. Again, we've been stirring. It looks creamier, it looks fuller, it smells delicious. We're gonna add another cup. So now we have like 1 or 2 left. Once you start seeing it getting a little bit bigger, the rice grains, you know that you're almost there. So be patient because it will be delicious. So you can tell it's almost done. Nice, creamy, full volume. Now we're gonna give it a little taste. Delicious. And you want it just al dente. You don't want it too mushy because that's not the consistency of a good risotto. And now we're gonna get ready to add the butter and the cheese. We're gonna add the cheese and stir it in. I like to do it in batches so it doesn't clump. And for that extra creaminess, we're gonna add some butter, around a tablespoon or 2. Let's not go too crazy, but that's gonna give it that nice, rich taste. This is all about decadence, people. And once the cheese is melted in the risotto, we're just gonna go ahead and turn off the heat. I love chicharrón. I used to eat them in the baggies when I was a kid in Puerto Rico. We're gonna add some chicharrón to the garnish, just a little sprinkle on top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a mortar and pestle, Pigeon, to get that. If you don't have that, you can always put them in a Ziploc bag and use a rolling pin to get the same effect. We're gonna plate it. We're gonna sprinkle some cheese on top, followed by the chicharrón. And this is how we make Risotto de Gandules at Casa Dining Traveler. It smells delicious. And even though it's only a few ingredients, it really holds on its own as a main. It's rich, creamy, a little crunchy from the chicharrón, delicioso. So if you have any questions or feedback, please share it in the comments. If you tried the recipe, I would love to hear that too. That would make my day. And now I'm going to dig in. So adios, salud, cheers.